Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is my review of Psycho-Pass Season 2, Episode 5. Okay. Very interesting things happened in this episode, and if you remember my last episode review when I made that theory about Shogo Makishima being erased from their memories by Kamui, well, that's out the window now because he was mentioned in this episode by the doctor guy to Akane Tsunemori, and she remembered him. So, unfortunately, that really good theory there is thrown out the window. The only thing I still wonder is why everyone seems so surprised beforehand in the series that someone could actually get past the civil system. I mean, that's still not explained, but apparently they do remember him. Alright, so that's a major thing that's, I guess you could say, kind of resolved right there. And Mika. Okay. I really do not like Mika now. And the thing is, she reminds me kind of like Ginoza from Season 1, the way he was in Season 1. Except Ginoza was still a much more likable character then. Okay, and he still had a lot of development. And the thing is, I suppose she could have some development. But the thing is that this series is only going to be 11 episodes long instead of the 22 that Season 1 had, It's only going to be half the length. So I don't really see her getting a whole lot of development like Ginoza did, unfortunately. Plus, she's just way worse, though. I mean, we could see why Ginoza was like that in Season 1, okay? Because his father ended up becoming an enforcer and causing the death of his mother. So it's like, you could, it was understandable why Ginoza felt that way. But right here, it's already episode 5, okay? I guess you could technically call this the halfway point since there's no actual exact halfway point. This episode or the next episode, whatever. So we're at the halfway point of the series already, okay? And we still got nothing from this character, okay? That's why she's such a bad character, okay? Because already at the halfway point, I guess you could technically say, and we've still got nothing from her. Which is why she's such a bad character, which is why me and I'm pretty sure everyone else can't stand her, okay? And I'm pretty sure that it's going to remain that way throughout the entirety of the series from here on out. Now, one thing I love, though, what Togane said about Mika when Mika left the room after speaking with Togane, which, by the way, that conversation was complete fucking bullshit, and you could tell that Togane was not interested in anything she was fucking saying. And as soon as she leaves, she says to herself, that girl is going to be eaten alive. If that's not a major fucking death flag, I don't know what is. Honestly. And, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because she's kind of a bitch, she's kind of naive. I mean, I know it's kind of usually standard procedure for inspectors to look down on enforcers, okay? But seriously, she doesn't have to be the bitch that she is. And if she's eaten alive, I would not be surprised at all. Well, okay, not literally eaten, but if she's killed later on in the series, I would not be surprised at all. And I really wouldn't be sad either. Okay, because she's just that bad of a fucking character. I really don't like her at all. And when Togane said that to herself, I fucking laughed. Okay. I really did. I laughed fucking hysterically because that was just so fucking good. It summed it up so goddamn well. Okay. Honestly. So anyways, though. Other than that aspect about the episode, there's also Kamui. Two things I want to mention about Kamui in this review, okay? First off, in my last episode review, I said that this Kirito guy, alright, I should not be thinking about Sword Art Online. I mean, granted, I'm probably, like I always say, I'm probably one of the biggest SEO fanboys that you'll ever fucking meet. Period. And I started with the anime, mind you. But I should not be thinking about Sword Art Online and fucking Psycho-Pass. And then when fucking, I'm not gonna call him Kirito from now on, by the way, but I'm just gonna call him Kamui. When Kamui says game on, I'm just like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? That's like, you're making me think of SAO once again while watching Psycho-Pass. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Now, I'm just gonna... That's a huge fucking complaint I have about the series. I mean, okay, it's not a huge complaint, it's just a nitpick, I guess, but I still think it's worth complaining about because his name is fucking Kirito. Again, I'm not gonna refer to him as Kirito again. To me, he's Kamui. And granted, I don't think I should be thinking of Naruto while watching Psycho-Pass either, but it's better than thinking about SAO while watching Psycho-Pass, quite honestly. Even though I like SAO more. But anyways, I'm going to move on from that for forever, hopefully. Unless, of course, they somehow invent other ways to make me think about SAO while watching this goddamn series. But anyways, though, the second thing I wanted to mention about Kamui in this review is how much of a fucking troll that he is, okay? In Season 1, Shogo Makishima was a troll, but in a different way, okay? He was a troll mainly because he trolled the civil system so hard because he couldn't be detected, okay? No matter what he did, no matter how many people he murdered, no matter what horrible things he did, his Psycho-Pass would never go up high enough for him to even get for him to even like be paralyzed and taken in, you know, let alone eliminated. It wouldn't even come fucking close. In fact, it would only continue to go down. Okay, that's how he was a troll. This guy is a troll because he's literally fucking with the civil system now. Okay, he's having these kids. And in fact, an inspector at one point as well play this. I'm guessing this like tablet game or this phone game called I forget what it was called, but they're playing this game and they're unknowingly setting free drones to kill people in fucking Japan, to fucking slaughter and massacre them, and they don't even realize it. So this. Not only does this show how much of a fucking troll that Kamui actually is, but it also helps to show that the civil system is obviously flawed. We've known this since Season 1, obviously, you know, it's flawed as fuck. Okay. But this just goes to further show exactly how flawed that the civil system really is. Okay. Because, I mean, come on. Now, it's like, they're really able to do that. And, of course, since they don't know what they're doing, their Psycho-Passes don't go up at all, so their Psycho-Passes aren't detected and whatnot. And, yeah. Kamui is literally fucking trolling them, but it does help to further establish the major flaw in the civil system, that it is flawed beyond fucking belief. Whew, man. Dear God. It's important for the plot, definitely, but I also thought it was really funny, too, just because of how flawed that the civil system really is. Now, there's two more things I want to talk about in this review before I end it, so a lot of stuff to talk about once again. There's a theory that I've heard a lot of people saying, where they think that Togane is actually Kogami, like Kogami from the first season, probably, to me, the second best character in the first season, second only to Shogo Makishima, who's dead, obviously. So without Shogo Makishima, then it'd be, you know, Kogami being the best character in Season 1. Okay. To me, anyways. So, because obviously we know that he's still alive and not captured, so a lot of people are theorizing that maybe Togane is really Kogami, and they justify this theory with two things. One, their last names are so similar, by the way they sound and whatnot, and two, because Togane is so fucking interested in the Psycho-Pass of Akane Tsunemori. Okay. And it would make sense, and it'd be a really interesting thing, and it would explain like the spoilers in the opening and whatnot too. Okay, so it's a really interesting theory that I didn't come up with myself, but I thought that I'd say in this review though, just because I do really love the theory. Okay, Now, one more thing before I end this, okay? Akane. Now, as we all know, in Season 1, Shogo Makishima, for some reason, his psychopath would never go up no matter what he did. In fact, at times it would continue to actually go down. And a theory that me and a lot of other people have is that maybe Akane's actually the same way. Maybe her mental state isn't that good, but somehow, like with Shogo Makishima, it never seems to go up no matter what she does or what she experiences, what she witnesses, you know. In fact, sometimes it might even go down, maybe. It's like, what if her mind works the exact fucking same way that Shogo Makishima's did? If that's the case, then she'd actually be able to go out and secretly kill Kamui and anyone who stands in her way, and it would never go up, and as long as she covered her tracks well, they'd never find out about it. You know what I mean? If she found out when she finds out who this Kamui guy really is, that is, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So it's very interesting, and I think that's a high probability, because, like, it's the only thing I can really think of. The only other thing I can think of to mention here is that apparently Kamui has, like, this special drug which he's giving people, which he gives this woman in this episode, and apparently he gives people, which lowers their psychopaths, and apparently he makes a completely different drug for every single individual person, because he specifically states in this episode that he doesn't believe in drugs that are for everyone, you know? So it's interesting that he's able to make a drug that's able to lower people's psychopaths, and what I'm interested in knowing is how exactly he does that, you know? What's the name of these drugs? How does he produce them? Where does he get them? Not only the money, but also the machinery and materials to produce them. You know, how long does it take to produce them? All that like minor stuff about the drugs, I think we should learn in the series as well, because the drugs I think are very interesting and a crucial part of the plot in this series. Okay. So, anyways, other than that, there was a lot of stuff to talk about in this review. Once again. But I thought this was a really good episode of Psycho-Pass Season 2 once again. So it was solid. I think the series has been kind of decent so far, but I think the series is really starting to get better with all of this fucking foreshadowing. It's just nuts. I think it's getting really good now. And quite honestly, you know, if you have yet to see this week's episode of Psycho-Pass Season 2, then I definitely recommend that you do. I really can't wait till next episode. I think this episode was great. It's finally starting to get up there. Not nearly to the quality that Season 1 was as of yet, but it's definitely getting there. Hopefully we'll get there soon, because again, the series is way short. We're going to be half the length of Season 1. And I cannot wait for next week's episode. So yes, but anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.